Start a new recording real quick. All right. Nice. Finish painting them or finish building them? Nice. Can't wait to eat them. Cue Tyranid noises. Oh yeah, Warden. This Saturday, do you want to paint or do you want to Warhammer? You want to paint or fight? Did I say Saturday? I meant Thursday. Damn it! The purpose of me asking you what you want to do is I want to know what you want to do and not whatever I want to do. That has actually become one of my biggest pet peeves with people. Is when I'm like, hey, what you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I didn't fucking ask what I wanted to do, did I? Yeah, he's got the Necron's squishier version of the Scorpex that can deep strike. I keep forgetting what they're called, like Obsidy something. Oh, something that starts with an O. Destroyers. Yeah, those Ophidian Destroyers. I feel like, Xavier, you should get another box of them so you can take them in a bigger unit, so that, one, they're more of a threat when you take them as the big unit, or if one of them fails to charge or gets destroyed, you have a chance with the second unit. But I would check Zach Games to see if they have them there. Also, if you end up ordering from Zach Games, I would say order like more than one thing. Order in bulk, because it takes a while to get here, and it's just better in general if you order in batches, so that your orders aren't staggered in their arrival. Alright, let's start the wash on the Aberrants as we let the Patriarch dry. Ah, no, I didn't finish all the Patriarch. What the fuck is wrong with me? Grr, growl, erg. This is minorly annoying. A small inconvenience that will make me irrationally more upset than it should. Oh shit. Whoopsie. I splashed water everywhere from my paintbrush cleaning cup. It is not my intention, I promise you. That is perfectly acceptable. Try the Doomstalker, or Tombstalker from Zach Games. Or if you want, get another one of the Night Scythes, because actually any vehicle now is going to be very fucking good with Necrons. But there's also the risk. Where did it go? Oh, thank God. I thought I accidentally knocked it off my desk or something. Yes, also try to find a Techno or Chronomancer as well, or any of your Necron non-named character HQs. So like your Traveler guy, try to find Necron characters that don't have their own names. Most Necron named characters are dynastic agents, and as far as I know, dynastic agents don't benefit from the same rules that the rest of your army has. Like, they can't get certain dynasty codes. Yes, actually one of my friends who plays more competitive Necrons says despite the fact that he'll never use it in a competitive list, he's really liking the Plasmancer and Psychomancers. Now we work on the Aberrants. Actually, I think one of my next Zach Games orders, probably the next one I do, is going to include an Abominant. Now the question is, what type of wash do I use on these Aberrants to make it at least look like they're passable models? I'm torn between light tone and flesh wash. Maybe I'll try one or both to see how each one turns out. They're very similar. Actually, green tone might be better than light tone. So we'll try flesh wash and green tone. We'll start with a flesh wash. Though for some reason, and I don't know why, every time I use Flesh Wash recently, the wash bubbles. The wash bubbles up really bad. And it makes the wash on the models look muddy and clouded. And I don't like that a whole lot. But like the first couple times I used, like actually the first many times I used Flesh Wash, it made the models look sleek and shiny. And I really like that on my Tyranid carapaces. But on some of these other models, it just makes them look muddy. Sometimes I have to figure out what brush to use for it. I think I'm going to use this one. Yes, that's a good brush for it. Oh my god, I put you in the wrong area, didn't I? Yes, I did. Where did you go? Found you. I hate when I misplace my paints. Yeah, it's starting to bubble up, and I don't know why it's doing it. I don't know how to fix it. I've even tried watering it down to see if it was an issue of it was too thick and air was getting caught in it, but that hasn't seemed to do much. Next time I play Necrons, I'm going to bring a Tyranid list that is based entirely around speedy, speedy, speedy. I played against Grey Knights the other night, and I used 90 Harmagonts, a Flying Hive Tyrant, and a few Warriors, and then the Scythed Hyrule heavy support. My opponent was like, haha, you won't be able to charge me turn 1. Oh no, you've charged me turn 1. It was actually pretty amusing. Alright, there is the Flesh Wash. Next, I'll shake up the green tone and paint that on the models. We'll see how that works. We'll try some light tone on... Oh, that was a mistake. Whoopsie. Oh well. We'll paint some light tone on a different part of the model. Oh my god, that is one wet paintbrush. I think this green tone is going to make them look a little more like the Hulk than anything else. Which is fine, I don't mind that. Warden, you have not had the displeasure of fighting my Genestealer cult yet. You would be wise to hide your characters very well. Genestealer cult. One of Genestealer cult's main gimmicks is, hey, opponent, you like your characters, right? Well, hide them well, because if you don't, they'll be off the table by turn 2. And Genestealer cult has an absolutely nutty amount of snipers. We've got the Sanctus, and we've got the Jackal Alphys, and we have the Kellermorph, which, having only 3 snipers may not seem like a lot, but considering the fact that most other 40k factions have maybe 1 sniper unit, I don't even think the Orcs have any snipers. Marines have Eliminators. Necrons have Death Marks. I don't know what the they're Death Marks. I don't know what the Eldar's snipers are. I know that the Harlequins have the Death Jester, but I don't know what the Drakari or Craftworld ones are. I think I'm gonna like the green tone on these guys better than I'm gonna like the flesh wash on them, so we'll keep going with that. And then on their yellow hands, oh my god, what the fuck? Oh, that's what that is. Ew, what the fuck? I seem to have forgotten that I placed this shit. I found a vid of Nid slander. People insulting the Tyranids. You dare put that in my stream, you heathenistic whore? After listening to the video you've sent, I am both impressed and minorly annoyed. Also, fun fact that not a lot of people seem to know. Tyranids have 0 faster than light travel. Hive fleets just move. They don't jump to warp speed, they don't enter the warp, they just go. They'll take hundreds upon hundreds of years to reach places, and no warp fields or warp detectors can stop them or find them because of it. But it's also why Ultramarines and other Space Marine chapters have so long to prepare between Tyranid invasions, because it's like they know they're coming, but it's a matter of, can we get enough forces in the 20 years it takes them to get to us? And sometimes it's a yes, but more often than not, it's a nah, boss, try again next life. Also, another fun thing that actually I learned recently, the first ever Tyranid Hive Fleet to enter the galaxy, the one that made it all the way to Macragge Prime before it was stopped, it had 0 ranged weapons. Even its bioships didn't have guns. All it had were like small Tyranid fighters that would just go up and bite and slash ships. They would use their tentacles to draw in Imperial vessels and eat them. Not a single Tyranid in the first Tyrannic War had a gun. And if they did, it wasn't until much, much later when when the Norn Queen was like, let's develop guns. Which I find that to be absolutely delightful. I gotta stop painting off camera. I got this camera for the reason of painting on it. Yet my hands keep drifting, which is a little annoying. The fact that Tyranids have no faster than light travel and had no guns in the first Tyrannic War, and still made it all the way to Macragge Prime, and were only defeated because an Emperor-class battleship, which they don't have a whole lot left of, detonated its warp drives and created a black hole into the warp. Yeah. It's kind of spooky. Like, reading through the lore of it, there is not a single Tyranid gun mentioned, and even in the fluff text of the guns themselves, in their little bits in the Tyranid Codex, it always says after the Battle of Macragge Prime, or after the events of the First Tyrannic War. So it's kind of spooky. Where did my green wash go? Why do I keep losing it? Oh, there it is. But yeah, no. People like to shit-talk the Tyranids because they're the bad guys in lore, and they kind of have to always lose, because as soon as they start winning, everyone starts dying. And people are like, Tyranids? We beat those in our sleep. They don't actually realize that the Tyranids were at a super, super heavy disadvantage with no guns. The first Battle of Macragge Prime, that it was just so bad. Oh, no, yeah. In Warhammer, I feel like without the humanity's plot armor, the Orcs, the Necrons, and the Tyranids would be the last surviving races. And the Necrons only because they've just decided to hole up inside their tomb worlds and say, yeah, sorry boss, this ain't it. This ain't it, chief. Oh shit, I forgot to paint parts of this model. Ooh. Oh no. I'll have to get that in just a moment. Hey, let your wash dry first so I don't smear the paint. Like, actually, when I was fighting the Grey Knight player, we were talking. He asked me about a couple Tyranid things lore-wise, and I ended up telling him about the whole no faster than light speed, no guns on Ultramar. He's sitting there like, damn, that's actually terrifying. Yeah, it is. Also, one of my favorite debates to start and then never finish is between the Tyranids and the Flood from Halo. Who would win? Who would consume the other? Also, Trusty, a fun little tidbit. Necrons provide great biomass that's not biomass for Tyranids, because all necrodermis, all living metal, goes straight to the Tyranids' hive ships. There is a reason why Tyranid hive vessels are so hard to destroy. And it's not just because they are gigantic. It's because whenever they are hit, they regenerate so fast and so efficiently that by the time the next shot hits, there is nary a scratch on the armor. And then let me see if I can find this quote. I don't think it's going to be a quote, because if I remember correctly, it is fuck, because it's not set in like a quote box. It's part of the first Tyrannic War story, and it goes along the lines of, it was a Space Marine captain standing on the bridge of one of the Imperial vessels, watching the hive ships approach, and as close as I can remember to the quote, he said, "I watched the gaping maw of a hive ship opened wide enough to swallow one of our Imperial cruisers. I watched a tongue and tentacles extend from the gaping maw, wrapping around the prow of the vessel and around the body before drawing it into the mouth, where oversized teeth turned it into little more than scrap metal that were then absorbed into the hive ship's flesh." There's a reason for that. The Tyranids that fight Necrons on the regular have developed layered armor. So their armor looks like the inside of a sponge or the inside of a cork, where when Necron gauze or disintegration weaponry hits Tyranid armor, it only disintegrates the portions of armor that it hits, because the rest of it is then disconnected by the force of the hit. So the Necron's Gauss weaponry cannot actively get to the rest of the Tyranid, because whatever it hits breaks off. And I find that to be absolutely delightful. Damn it, you distracted me. What was I doing? I was going to paint the rest of my Tyranids. That's right. Not Tyranids, the rest of my Aberrants. Sometimes I just love looking at like Tyranid quotes throughout the various books, or quotes that refer to the Tyranids. They're always so scary, my god. They're always so horror-inducing, like fucking Wayland Yutani shit. I love them so much. Tyranids are, in lore, the most they are biologically engineered to be the perfect predators against whatever it is they're fighting. And normally the only reason they lose is because, boo, warp fuckery. Or just a matter of so many guns firing at once that the Tyranids just can't keep up. Like, one of my favorite guardsman quotes is, "He who doubts the power of a lasgun has never ran through a field of 1,000 of them firing at once." And yes, warp fuckery. Warp fuckery is Warhammer's primo way of saying the Tyranids lose. Like, take Ball, for example. Tyranids are about to overrun Ball's defenses, and then all of a sudden, Dante from the warp, or some shit like that. Dante and demons from the warp. Macragge Prime. Black hole into the warp. Fucking High Fleet Scarab. Warp suddenly manifested into a crystal that blew up. It's so stupid. I mean, I get why they have to do it, because like I said earlier, if the Tyranids are winning, then everyone else is dying, and GW really can't have too much of that. It is still a little annoying. Also, welcome, Mr. New Viewer. Good to see you. Good to see a new face. While I paint my models. Yes, but for me, it's less of an I'm annoyed by it and more of a, can you at least come up with a more creative way than they just lose? Like, I don't mind Tyranids losing in lore. I just kind of really like I just like big battles with giant alien bugs. But I wish GW could be a little more creative than, haha, warp fuckery. Like, I think the only reason that the fall of Melantai lost was because it ate so many spirit stones that the warp bent around it and fractured, and it just stopped doing anything. Tyranid lore is always so cool and like so Wayland Yutani, but then as soon as they start to win, I'm like, oh no, here it comes, and then boom, they're not winning anymore. Like, currently, though, what I am happy with is, in the Octarius War, Tyranids are currently kicking ass. They've got a fucking Bio-Titan over there as well. And the Orcs have lost, I think, 3 war bosses so far. Meanwhile, the Tyranids have only lost 1 Hive Tyrant. And it was to one of those war bosses that was then killed by the next Hive Tyrant. Necrons have one of those weird, we're all on the same side but we all hate each other levels of politics, where, yeah, they fight a lot. Yeah, they really don't like each other, but they know that they have to work together in order to survive in the 40k universe, but some of them really don't like that. All right. We're going to end out this stream with me using some darker washes on the weapons. Also, yeah, the Silent King, while he's sitting in his little warp sleep, he wakes up, sees a big ass hive ship pass him, and he's like sitting there, ah, Tyranids, ah, bugs, ah, run, bugs, ah. Yeah, no, they literally can't. Tau, the Imperium, and the Eldar, I could understand. But a lot of chaos philosophy is, if I can't have it, then no one can have it. And it's very fun. Alright, what wash to put on the weapons? Let's go with a dark tone. And we'll go red tone. Give it a little bloody look. I already put green on it. I already put green on them. The weapons need to be something different. But I value your input. Actually, a friend of mine, he built a lot of his Tau Fire Warriors as a mix between like human guardsmen with some Tau stuff slapped onto them, and the regular Fire Warriors, which makes perfect sense from a lore standpoint, because Tau aren't the whole like kill everyone that's not us that the Imperium seems to be. Tau are a lot more easygoing. I'm gonna be honest, I genuinely think that the 40k galaxy is fubbernucked when it comes to the Tyranids, because if you take a look at it, you'll notice that every hive fleet that has ever invaded the galaxy has come from a different direction. They come from below, they come from the left, to the right, they come from up. They have invaded from every different direction. And none have came from the same place twice. Which makes it even better. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call the stream here. It's almost 9 and I'm hungry and tired. For the new people that are here, do me a favor. go ahead and give me a follow. I can show some appreciation. Oh no, that's actually very annoying. My wash soaked into one of the towels I was using, but did not want it to soak into. Anyway, yes, y'all totally give me a follow. Go ahead and tune in next week as well. I'm gonna hopefully this coming Sunday stream again, but I might stream a video game instead of painting. I may stream either Warhammer Gladius or Warhammer Battle Sector, both of which are XCOM style Warhammer games. So with that in mind, you guys have yourselves a good night, or whatever time it is for y'all, and adios.